I tell people every time that it is not about what you don't have, it is about what you want to get. If they tell me, let's say 500,000 naira to make this investment for my business will help me grow in my business and this and that and get the result I want, and I say, it's only 510,000 naira that's with me, I'm not doing, then I just said bye-bye to the next phase of my progress. Hi, beautiful people, we're outside. Okay, so this is one episode that I actually love so much, and it's one episode that I have always promised my community member that I will always tell them. It is one story, it is one thing, and which is cheap is the new expensive. Cheap is the new expensive. So this came out of me seeing things, me experiencing things, and then showing you how cheapry, or there's a cycle I call cheapry, has dealt with me and so many people, and I don't want you to fall into that pit. So now, first of all, what is cheapry? I define cheapry, it's actually not a word, I just coined it. I define cheapry as a cycle, as a continuous cycle of you getting cheap things and you getting addicted to buying cheap things. And now, it's not like you can come out if you want to. It's that if you enter the cycle, it will take God and an external factor to bring you out. You cannot come out by yourself. It will take an external factor to bring you out. And let's say I'm the external factor, or I'm going to be pointing you to other external factors that will be bringing you out. Right? So yes, I'm going to be telling you stories, and there will be a warning for each and every story. Each and every story. So the first story was this day. I was coming home, and I think I boarded the bus in Bariga going to Oshodi, and this bus, before it took a while before the bus got filled up, and when it eventually got filled up, we could I noticed, because I can ride a bike, I can ride a bicycle and stuff, and so I'm a mechanical engineer also. So I'm a mechanical engineer rather. So I just know that, okay, this man does not really have a sharp brake. He's just managing his brake because his brake is not good again, and it is due for change, but he does not want to change it because he is managing. He's going for the cheap version of what he should have bought, of what he should have prevented. Now, going further, not so far from the bus stop where we just entered the bus, there was a car in front of us that just stopped because of the hold up in front. And then this man was coming from a very far place, and he was holding his brake. The brake no hold on. The brake did not hold. It was doing and eventually the impact at which the bus used to hit that man's car, it broke a lot of things. And so there was fight. The man got into an heated argument. Oh, sorry, Emma Binu, I'm sorry, my brake. And you know what? Do you know what we always end it now? The man will pay for his base that he has bought. He has bought market. And so the amount of the two brake lights and then the lights at the back of the car, like the thing broke the two, and also the thing impacted, and the man will have to do, the owner of the car that the bus hit will have to do a whole panel beating, a lot of it, right? And so this man paid for it. He paid, and I promise you, the money he paid for that damage would have gotten him brake pad, an extra brake pad. And do you know what happened? After he paid that money, he'll be feeling so bad, so much so that he has, given out most of the money that was with him, and now he does not have any money with him again. So no money, there's no money. Oh, what will I do? And now he will not be able to buy any brake again, any brake pad. He will not be able to buy any brake pad because he has spent a lot of money already. He cannot buy a brake pad, and so he will have to manage that no brake pad or low or bad brake pad and go another round so that he can get enough money to buy the brake pad, because he has wasted money. He has given money out to the damage, to the stuff he damaged. Now he needs to make money, and so going again for another turn will eventually lead to another. There is no way you are in Lagos. Do you know how drivers are? Oh my God. The man will hit another bus again, or another car, or maybe a Rolls Royce. The man will hit another car, and he will have to pay for it again. And because Kosovo, he does not have money, he will now have to go again to make money so that he can buy another brake pad, and that's how the cycle will continue. He will need to make money, so he has to work and then go, because he has wasted a lot of money. So taking again out of the money to buy, it feels somehow, and that's where the cycle puts you. That's where cheapry puts you. He puts you in that cycle, that vicious cycle. You cannot come out. You will not want to come out, because you now, brake pad is, for example, I don't know how much it is, let's say 15,000 naira, but now you have given 50,000 naira to somebody. How do you want to remove extra 15,000 naira? That will make it 65. It will pain you, so you will not want to remove it, and so you want to go again. Let me do another ride, another turn. Maybe this time I would have made more money, and then I will now buy the brake pad, and this and that, and so on and so forth. That's one cycle. Let me tell you another story. There was this woman. I think I was going to Oshodi from Tollgate, and actually it was muddy everywhere there was mud everywhere, and this woman was selling drinks, and also she had a transparent plastic of boiled eggs. So her drinks was full. She was selling buy cold water mineral attain NCC, that's boiled egg, drinks, fizzy drinks, and bottled water. And it was muddy, and the floor, the entrance where we get to climb to enter the bus was actually not so good. You have to hold your balance and be careful, and also you need to have a good grip. Under your slippers needs to have a good grip to hold the floor very well. And so the woman was just coming close and saying, buy pure water, buy mineral, buy drinks, buy eggs. And then she fell. She slipped and she fell. Every of the eggs broke and entered into the mud. The plastic of her container for the eggs broke. The plastic for the drink she was selling on her head broke. Every drink was baptized with mud, black mud. So you cannot say she can just buy, or somebody can just give out. So the kind of water she will need to go home, and I don't know how she was going to pack everything. Maybe she will look for a sack or go and borrow a bucket. She will need to pack everything and go home and wash, because it's not small water she will need. I'm not even sure she can say because of how, but but I'm coming. Let me finish the story. So she had to pack everything and go put in the nearest shop. Okay, please help me look at this. And she was crying. And while everybody was in the bus saying, hey, sorry ma, hey, this, the driver just looked at her and said, Mama, batate woni. And he said in English, Mama, it is the slippers you wore. And now if you see that slippers, the slippers is about, if you check, if I want to be very fair, to be at least 1,500 or 2,000 naira. You can still get it at 1,000 or 800, but now that slippers, I don't know if you've seen colored, very very colored, but you know that it's cheap, very colored, all these colored slippers that is so fancy and nonsense. Now that cheap slippers has cost her and when that man said batate woni, it is your slippers that made you fall, because the slippers did not have any grip. There was no way the slippers could grip the floor like every other person that entered the bus. The bus was almost full, but this woman fell down. Why? So you cannot say the woman does not have balance, because she knows that she knows what she's carrying. She has to be very conscious, very aware. So you will not say, her mind was not there. Her mind is very there. Her slippers was not there. So what I'm just trying to say is this: the woman's slippers caused her to lose a lot of money. And now, seeing that she knows the cause of her predicament, she knows that it is the slippers that caused her to waste this much things. Waste a bath, waste a bucket, waste eggs, many eggs, waste drinks, and if some can be redeemable. Now she knows, but where will she get the money to buy a better slippers? I'm not talking 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira kind of slippers. I'm talking a better slippers with a better grip that will hold the floor. That when you step on the floor, do you know that there are some slippers that you wear that even if this place is muddy and when you do like this, there's no trace. It is just the line around the foot. And there are shoes where you wear. There's an imprint of every shape of yes, those ones have good grip. So now she has wasted money. She has lost a lot of things. Will that woman buy? We should buy. What is it called now? We should go and buy slippers. Never. She can't. She will never ever buy a slippers because she has wasted money. She has lost a lot of things. She has lost a lot of things, and that's where the cycle puts you. The cycle puts you in the cycle of cheapry puts you in a place where you will not even want to, even though you know where the problem is, you will not want to get the problem because you know that I've wasted a lot of money. Let me tell you my story. I got a mouse. I think it was 3,000 naira. I know they sell mouse. There's some mouse of 15,000 naira. There's some mouse of 300,000 naira, and so on and so forth. And so I went for this mouse because it was cheap. I didn't have money. I was, managing stuff, so I don't, pour all the money I had into mouse. I knew that, okay, this is not original, but it's just to design. It's just to use on my computer, nothing too much. And I just went for it. And so within 3 months, the mouse got spoiled, and I had to go and get another one. Seeing that I didn't prepare for the mouse spoiling that early or getting spoiled that early, seeing that I didn't prepare for whatever happened, now I didn't have money again to buy a better mouse. I had to go for that cheap mouse again, cheap and fake mouse, and I went for it. And in less than 3 months, it got spoiled again. Seeing that I lost a lot of money, now I cannot afford to, because where do I want to see the money? I got another mouse. Now, seeing that three of looking at the transportation fare, looking at the mouse itself, those three that has wasted is enough to buy at least one original one with a good brand and original one that will last me for a year plus. I will not even need to worry. Looking at the transportation, because I'm not buying it in front of my house or maybe one neighbor. No, I went far to buy it. Do you understand? Do you see it? But seeing how much I didn't prepare for the loss of that mouse, seeing how much should be just let me just be just I just want to use it for the next project. After the next project, I will just buy, and that's how you continue. That's how you continue. That's how you continue. That's how you continue. And there was one client that she came to my DM asking how much a design was, and I told her the price, and she said, people that do 2K designs on call, I did not design. And then I said, well, it depends on you. And then she said, I beg, design, not design. And that's very untrue. If you know the customers that your bad design on your page is chasing away, if you know how many customers have come to your page and all they can see is AI design, AI design, AI design, AI design, AI design, if you know how many customers it has chased away, you will know. I saw a guy talking about how even people that sell cars, car is not 250,000 naira or 150,000 naira. They sell cars of 1 million naira, 8 million naira, 15. I said 1 million naira. Which car is 1 million naira? 15 million naira, 20 million naira, and they cannot do one flyer design. They cannot go and pay. And now you expect me to trust somebody? It will just reveal the kind of mind that person is operating in. It reveals that person's mind. You know that AI is openly affordable. I'm not even talking it's cheap. It's not cheap. It's not expensive rather. It is openly and readily available for any and everyone. You don't want to put your brand in that genericness or genericity. You don't want to put your brand there. The cost of sending a lot of clients away is killing your brand. And so you that same you will say you don't have money, that's why you are not getting a good design. But that's not true. It is because you don't have a good design, that is why you don't have money. That's the irony of things. That's the irony of things. You know, I don't think you understand. People say they don't have money, that's why they don't have a good design. That's why they are using AI design. But it is because you don't have a good design, that is why you don't have money. So what are you going to do now? What is the escape to? I tell people every time that it is not about what you don't have, it is about what you want to get. If they tell me 50,000 naira, or let's say 500,000 naira, to make this investment for my business will help me grow in my business and this and that and get the result I want, and I say, it's only 510,000 naira that's with me, I'm not doing, then I just said bye-bye to the next phase of my progress. It is not about what you have or don't have. It is more about what you want to get, and not about what you don't have. What you don't have does not concern you. It does not concern your progress. It does not concern your next level. It is the step you take that concerns it. So you have to get out of that cheapry cycle. If you have to do whatever, get out of it, unless you continue and it will kill you. It will kill you. One client came to me and I laughed so hard. The client came to me and she said something. She said I should help her run a pitch deck. There's a grant, and okay, so I should do a pitch deck for her brand. I think maybe 5 million naira grant or so. And I asked, I think 3 or 4 simple questions. I said, first of all, is your brand registered CAC? She said no, that she will do it later, don't worry, when she gets the grant money. I said, okay. Do you have a good name? And obviously she said, yes, now my name is good now, but don't worry, I'll patronize you for the name. And I said, okay. Do you have a brand logo? She said, no. When I get the grant money, I'll pay you to do it. I said, do you have a business bank account? She said no, she has not opened it yet. And I said, you are actually not a business owner. You are not even supposed to be calling yourself a startup yet. You are not a startup. You have not started. You are still doing testing the ground, testing around. So you obviously cannot go for a grant. They will never consider you. And then she was like, I should not discourage her, that she will get the grant in Jesus' name. And I said, amen. And so I collected money, and then we did the pitch deck because she insisted. And yeah, you should know the end of the story. She cannot get it. She can never get it. And do you know that same person now? That same person is not thinking, she's not even coming to discuss, or she has not discussed with me how to go about her CAC registration. She has not discussed. She does not even know the price. But she just knows that God will make a way in Jesus' name, and this. That's the cycle of cheapry. You don't want to spend money, even though you are making money, but the money is just for the rent of your shop, and maybe just for you to eat. And if you don't eat for 1 week, people around you will provide for you. There is no way you will not, like, you have human beings around you, and you will not eat for 1 week. Take the 1 week feeding fee and do what you have to do and suffer for that week, so that when you are telling your brand story, when you are telling people about how you grew, how you became successful, you will tell them that there was a week, yes, that you didn't eat anything. There was a week that you were drinking garri with onions and salt, and you were turning it and swallowing it. You are just taking it, and you will tell that story. But you have to break out of that cheap recycle first of all. That's the first step. You have to break out of it. There has to be a breaking out. There has to be a breaking out. So you have to break out. That person will be waiting for the next opportunity now, not knowing that she's still not ready for the next opportunity. She's still in the cycle of cheapry. until maybe she sees a grant of, let's say, like 100 million, and then they told her that, oh, you are qualified. And towards the end, when she has almost won, or maybe when they have declared her winner, then they ask her, where is your business bank account? And then she will say, ma'am, I don't have yet, but I think, yeah, I have OPay. And then they tell her, we are sorry, you are disqualified. That is when our eyes will be opened. And those kind of people, they will cry, they will go online, they will rant, they will tell people that people are wicked, people are this, people are that, not knowing that you are the one that is doing yourself. Cheapry, the cycle of cheapry is a deadly cycle, it's a vicious cycle. It's the same thing as being addicted to drug. It is the same cycle. It's the same cycle as betting, the addiction to betting. Some people believe that, I think there's a, what's it called now? Is it the gambler's fallacy? That's, if I lose money now, and I lose money like 10 times, it means that I'm already close to my winning. They are saving the money for me, so that when next I play, I will just eat. And that's a lie. That's a lie. Come out of that cheapry cycle. Come out of the cheapry cycle. Come out of the cheapry cycle. It's a big, endless cycle, and you can end it. You plus an external factor can end it. You can't. That's not your position. You can't stay. You shouldn't stay there. You should not stay there. Come out of it. You're welcome. See you in the next episode. God bless.